All right, we are recording. Okay. So in this first screen, and you're gonna hear my kids in the background, but okay. So one of the things that's important about this, Chad, and I saw that you watched the video, and when you go through the video, one of the most important things is as people go through it, is that it just kind of asks them the question if they're doing what they want to do when they want to do it, if they have the time and money to do that. And do you currently, you're talking to me, so you may have some interest in having the time and money to do what you want when you want to do it. Is that right?
No, not at all.
Okay. So this presentation is not so much a presentation. You can see that I've got the notes underneath, and you can kind of see right there is that we're really the gentleman who prepared this for me. His name is Jeff, and I keep the notes open because this isn't a presentation. It's more of a conversation that we go through for me to kind of understand what your goals are and to see if this is something that will interest you. Is that fair enough?
Yeah, sounds really good.
Okay. So in this right here, you can see it, the Own Your Life presentation. One of the things is that this script, you can kind of see it's from the video. But what I like most of all about it is really having the time and money to do what you want when you want to do it. So I'm going to kind of go through this plan that he's created, and I'm going to keep the notes open so we can kind of have that conversation, okay?
Sounds good to me.
The first thing that he did right here is he went through and he asked me if I would be willing to spend 5 hours per week to learn this system, and if I was able to spend the 5 hours, how much money would I need to make to start to be able to own my life, to start having the time and money to do what I wanted when I wanted to do it. And there's a lot of jobs out there, but some of them make money, but you have no time. And some people are huge in debt from going to school. But if I could show you how to spend 5 hours per week over the next 6 months, and at the end of those 6 months, you could make your dream income. What is that? What would start to give you that time and the money to be able to own your life?
At least 10 to 15,000 a month.
All right, so $10,000 to $15,000, and I've never personally made that $10,000 to $15,000 a month, but this system is really kind of teaching me. It's giving me the mentors and the people to be able to do what I want, and be able to be like, I've got two mentors. One's name is Casey and one's name is Jeff, and both of them have been able to do that, and they've been able to help me understand a lot of this and to be able to go through it. And if there's interest after this, I definitely want to introduce you to them. But at $10,000 to $15,000 a month, what does that mean to you if you could own your life? Like right here, we kind of go through that and we talk about being able to do it. This is an earnings report for our company. And for me to help you make that $10,000 a month, one of the best things I could do is to help you achieve this rank that's either senior officer or officer, where you're making about that. That's a little bit more than that amount, but it's also a little bit higher than the senior vice president. But if I could help you make that $10,000 a month, oops, I actually just did the math wrong. I'm sorry, Chad. That's about $120,000 to $180,000 a month. So it's kind of right in between these. If I were to help you make that through this system, and I understand maybe you've never done that before, but what does owning your life mean to you? What would you do with that extra time and money?
I'll be with my family and kids more, not be away at work. I'd definitely be snowboarding, dirt biking, taking trips, enjoying traveling with the children, and taking them to Disneyland at least once every second year.
Well, and I think that anybody that has kids, that starts to become a part of it. And Chad, when you're going through this with people, if they talk about a motorbike, if they talk about things that you know about, even if you don't know, ask questions on that. Spend as much time. Where would they want to travel? Have you been to Disneyland before? Really try to focus on that as much as they'll let you. You'll get the feeling if they want to talk to you or not about that. But you really want to spend as much time as you can on that. And the more you can get them to expand, if they're really reluctant, then share experiences that you had. How your job has gone up and what that $10,000 to $15,000 would mean to you. And even the kind of thing that if a person talks about supervisor at $200 per week, that's okay. You just kind of talk to them about what it would feel like to be debt free, what it'd feel like to as much time as you can spend on that with them. Okay.
Yeah.
So Chad, I appreciate you kind of going through that with me. And one of the things that right here in finding out on how to use your own system is that we have a success system. So part of as I was going through this with my mentors, it was really important for me to understand the system and for me to understand the tools that they have. And they in order to earn the money to do what you want when you want to do it, you have to spend the time to do this system. And this is kind of where I ask you right here, where he asked me the same thing, that you went through that. But if I could show you this system that they're using, and they started off at the 5 to 10 hours a week, just like they said in the beginning. Are you interested in learning more about this system that they use to be able to make that kind of money?
Absolutely.
All right. And it's important to include them. And that's kind of why I've put these questions in here, just so they can kind of go through it. Say, well, I'm glad, Chad, because you can see all these different things. I was surprised at how much debt people really have. It's just crazy. And this is some of the information, Americans, they're about the same as us, huge amounts of debt. And anybody that thinks that the other way is going to do it, 97% of the population's bankrupt, or not bankrupt, but 97% of the population doesn't have enough money right here to even buy for an emergency. Half the population can't even in an emergency come up with $1,000. And so people can talk about more security being somewhere else. But the fact is that even in welding, it's been up, it's been down. And the only way to truly do that is through personal business ownership. And this is something that my mentors have talked to me about is it's not a matter of just working hard. If that were the case, everybody in the oil rig would be millionaires, right? But what it's about is understanding how to use those hours and how to do something that's called duplication. And that's what these guys have talked to me about, is it's not just my time, but me being able to leverage my time the same way that the most successful people in all of the world have done, and how to do it on a small budget that us non-millionaires are able to start off with. But this is one of the things that my mentor Jeff has told me, is that he found with effort alone, he was never able to be successful. He always worked very hard. But his main thing is helping me understand how to leverage or duplicate my time and money. And Chad, that's what I want to teach you, is some of the things that I'm learning, and even introduce you to my mentors that have been able to do this. Is that something that interests you?
Yeah, for sure. I'm definitely going to get out of my situation and get a little happier.
And the more they talk about it, you're okay to even stop in the middle of it and talk about those different things. But, I think, Chad, we're not the only ones. A USA Today or USA Today survey found out that most Americans hated their jobs. And if they knew how to do it, they would start their own job. But most people don't think they have enough money to do it. They don't believe that they have the right mentoring, or they're just afraid because it could bankrupt them. But most people definitely think about it on a regular basis. And before, you told me, you loved traveling, you loved doing these different things. And are you motivated to be able to, if I could show you the system for 5 to 10 hours a week, are you motivated to be able to go off and implement it if it's something that that catches your interest?
Yeah, I could see myself doing that for sure. Yeah.
And I think there's no way I'm really messing this up right now with you. It's interesting because I'm kind of teaching at the same time as going through it. You can probably feel that this one feels more disjointed than a lot of the ones that I did with you, right?
Well, it does depend on the prospect as well, how they get engaged or not.
But even me trying to teach while I'm going through it, you're not going to mess it up. That's what I would tell you, Chad, is you're really not going to mess this up. And that's why you tell them, you've got this kind of step-by-step process to be able to go through it. But this is also what my mentors have asked me is, am I willing to learn? Am I willing to go through, and am I willing to learn this process? And so if I could show you how, in this 5 to 10 hours, Are you willing to really dig in and learn how to do this over the next 6 months to a year?
I can get the benefits I'm looking for and money back. Absolutely.
Great.
Is this Pat's
Yeah, this
son?
is Pat's son.
Oh, it's Pat's son. Hi. Can he
Hi,
see you?
Howard.
We're recording this, so okay. He's gonna use this to kind of go through it, but
It's okay. I can edit it out. It's okay.
okay. Well, as you can see with this is that I keep coming back to their dream, and I want to interact with them, and I'm constantly asking them this. So, this 10 to 12 months. A lot of times at this point, people have expanded their dream, and even though they've said right here that I understand that $12,000, $10,000 to $15,000, so that's $120,000 to $180,000 a year. So, I appreciate the sharing that, but let me now spend some specifics and kind of go through that with you. Some people may not be interested in telling you until later. If they've told you, just repeat it to them right here and go through it again. And it may seem like it's repeating, but the whole thing that you're trying to beat into their minds by asking these questions are, they're not going to achieve this where they're currently working. And second of all, that you do have a solution for them and you want to share it with them. And that's why we continue to do it. But the main goal you're trying to get is to help them understand that they don't have the way to do it without you. Okay? So what we do, Chad, is really simple. Is that there's some brands that people are buying online, and we've got all kinds of different products. So 100% money back guaranteed. And we have a way through they stock the products for us, they put it in their warehouses, and then they give us different sites for us to be able to sell this, and they also even provide the customer service. Every time I provide a referral for nutritional systems, weight management systems, air and water purification, we even have this cool product that makes people look younger in 90 seconds. It's really remarkable. We have pain management, relaxation. But it doesn't matter what it is. It's all 100% money back guaranteed. I don't have to stock any of it. And I have a mentor named Casey. He calls this prosumerism, where I can refer people to it, and now I get money for it. I can buy it from my own site, and I'm building my own business rather than building it for Walmart or Target or Costco. So does that make sense, Chad, how it is that we do it? We just refer it, and then they give us the money that they normally would have spent for advertising or for who knows what. It's just now the money comes back to us.
Right. Well, it makes total sense. Yeah. The middleman.
Exactly. So this is what I showed you earlier. This is the earnings report. These are real people with real times that have done it, and I'm going to show you how it is now. How it is that we do it. We do it through a system that's called network marketing. And I know people, you've probably heard about it, and maybe you've got a good idea about it, maybe you don't. Have you heard of network marketing before?
Yes, I have.
Do you have a good impression of it or a bad impression of it?
I have a good impression of it. It does take some hard work, and it doesn't always work out the way you want it to.
It does. And if someone has a bad impression of it, you just say, look, I understand. I at one point did as well. And in fact, there's a lot of people that don't. And here's what it comes down to. You can no longer doubt that network marketing is successful. It's bigger than the NFL. It's bigger than the entire music industry, the entire movie industry. Some of the biggest people in all of the world support it. But what I want to show you, Chad, is how it will work for you. Who cares if it will work for my mentors? I want it to work for us. And I want to talk to you about the systems that they've created in order to make it successful for us. And one of the things is, this is a quote from Robert Kiyosaki, but a lot of people will put all this money into the businesses, and there's even our welding machines cost significantly more than what it would take to get involved in this business. Doesn't matter what it is that you have, that this is the least expensive, very low risk, very low financial commitment to be able to make a huge amount of money. And so it's very low, but what's great about it is, using these systems, it's very difficult for people to put $6 million in the bank. But since your goal is $10,000 a month, that's the equivalent of having $6 million in a savings account. $6 million. And you look at right here, it doesn't matter what they say, you can kind of show them and say, look, if you wanted to have a $600 per month residual, that'd be like having $362,000 in the bank. That's very unlikely. But it's far more likely that I can show you how to do this. But that's why I continue to ask you about these amounts, because then I can help you understand how hard it would be to get that with a regular business, one, and how likely it is for most people to do $6 million in the bank. And I don't know about you, Chad, but what do you think would be more likely? Me being able to help you make $10,000 a month on a residual basis, or you putting $6 million in the bank?
$10,000 a month.
All right, so let's focus on that $10,000 a month. And the way that we do it is through duplication. And one of the richest people in the entire world, over 100 years ago, his name was John Rockefeller. And what he taught people is that he made his millions, which would equate to billions today, by getting 1% of 100 people's efforts rather than 100% of his own. As long as it's completely up to us, we only get paid for the amount of hours we work. That's why so many people are going home to work, and they don't have any solution for it. Even doctors, you think about it, even doctors, though they make more money than we do per hour, they still are slaves to the clock. But what he's taught us in business, if you can start to duplicate yourself, your time and your efforts, all of a sudden you have the ability to make a lot of money. And what we teach in our system is we teach you to get 5 people, 5 good people. We're not talking about hundreds of people for you to have to personally get, but we create a system that you can duplicate, that you can replicate, and then you can teach to the people. And the reason why we teach 5 is because if you're just looking for 2, it'll give you 34 people after 3 levels below. 3 gives you 120, 4 gives you 340, but 5 starts to create some real income. And in our business, if you have 5 people 3 levels deep, and is very, and we're talking about the people who are willing to spend the 5 to 10 hours a week into this, you'll be able to make an additional $22,000 a year with that amount, with your original 5. Tell me, Chad, I know that you've never made the $10,000 a month, but what is it that an extra $22,000, if you're spending that 5 hours a week, what does an extra $2,000 a month do for you?
Well, at this point, for one of my truck payments, it's kind of frees up some stress.
Well, we really try to help people go through it, and I showed you that average income chart. My mentors have kind of talked to me about making sure that I do the next logical step. So even though $10,000 is my goal, I am really shooting right now to be able to find the 5 people that I'm going to work with. My mentors give me a lot of time, and they will help them also. But my first goal is to get my 5 so I can get to the $10,000 or to $2,000 a month, $500 a week. And that's what's great about it is they're not trying to teach me how to just come up with this ridiculous, huge idea that would be hard to achieve. They're teaching me next logical steps in ways that are very applicable. And what's really unique about this is we have these really great products. And along the way, I run into people that are looking to lose weight, looking to look younger. And if you put all of those 5 people, those 700 some odd people, and they had 10 customers each, here's the amazing thing about duplication, how it works. Instead of $22,000 a year, it's $22,000 a week and over $1 million a year. And the number one income earner in our company, she makes $1.4 million a year after just 4 years. And this is how she concentrated on finding 4 or 5 people and helping those 4 or 5 people do it. And she's 33 years old, and she's making $1,400,000, and she had never done this before. And that's really the power of the duplication with it. And so Chad, as I was going through it, a lot of times people think they have to get lots of people. It's really not the case. I'm going to show you right here that if you find 5 motivated people, you are way better off, because there's some people that come in and try to get lots and lots of customers and try to get lots and lots of people themselves. They may make more money in the beginning, but our system of just helping those 5 get their customers along the way and be able to put their people in, long term, you make a lot more money this way. And you don't have this ongoing huge job of trying to keep all these people in the system. It's just a matter of finding 5 good people. And so my goal, and then you tell them your goal and just say, look, I'm just learning how to do this. My mentors are helping me do it. But the main thing is this system, everything is, all the notes, everything is put into place. So that way I feel comfortable to be able to do it and be able to talk to someone like you that's motivated, but maybe has never had, maybe never had success before. But this is why we focus on getting 5 good people rather than 100 mediocre people. It's a lot less work, and we only work with the people that are super interested in doing it. And what I love about this is, love Donald Trump or hate Donald Trump, but he understands within network marketing that at the top of his company, there's only one boss. It's him. But in network marketing, my mentors spend time helping me. It's not me just doing things for them. My mentors are here, and there's a lot of room at the top for it. So, this is, I like this when we went through this. We have this entire business presentation. We have all of this in this turnkey system. And that's where I open up my income system. And I show them, look, this is where I put your name in. Look, this is where you watch the video. This is how much of the video. So I know that I'm not bugging you because you expressed some interest. That's where I kind of show them right here the income system and just show them how it's working, right? So they see that it's very easy. And, and right here, this is where you ask them, is this something that interests you? And if they say, if this is something that interests you, let me show you the details on how this works. Okay, so you go into the income system. You can even go down here. You can show them the different packs right here, finding the right pack. You can take them through and say, we have an entire training to go through this. To get started with this, I recommend that you get as big a pack as you can afford because it gives you more business centers to be able to do it. This is where you'll need to have your replicated sites to be able to show them how to do it. But you've got a $300 member kit, $700 business kit, $1,400 elite kit, and $2,000 ultimate kit. But this is also the kind of thing that if you get somebody to this level, you want to kind of gauge their interest in it. If they're showing interest, and we tried this with some of your guys. We tried to talk to them about joining right then. Yeah. And if they're not, then put them in the income system into the RX Opportunity email. So you switch from Own Your Life to RX Opportunity. And then you want to follow up with them the next day and say, look, I'm going to send you right here in my system, and just show them how easy it is. So look, I'm going to bring up your name. There you are right there. You can see that you're in the system. And I can see all the different things that all the different things. And now you don't have any activity because you've got your own system with it. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to switch you now to right here. If I go to the email campaigns, I'm going to switch you to the RX Opportunity. Where did it go?
Not there.
Oh, because you're already in it. You're already in it. So if you want to switch somebody, you just switch it like this, and then you hit add. You were already in the RX Opportunity. And I like that one because, because then you can say, look, it's got some information. If you go to the autoresponders, you were already sent that one. But you can say in the very first email, you're going to see that it's got information about our products, about our opportunity. It's got this how to make $1,000 with RX. And it's also the kind of thing that tells you that the average income earner for our full-time representatives is $229,000 in there. So what I would tell you is this is a good one to send to people. And then you can see if they watch a couple of the different videos in it.
That'd be like after presentation or during?
If you know what, I would switch them right there. I would show them how easy it is to use your system. And I would emphasize the fact that what's great about this is that it works for a brand new person. And just say to them, look, you can get started with this for about $300. But it's also the kind of thing that it's 100% money back guarantee. There's no way that you can lose with this. But realistically, this is where the art comes in, where you're listening to what people are saying. If you can get them to sign up, and when you're with them, it's far more likely they're going to be interested because you may know them. And push just a little bit, but not so much that it's uncomfortable. Just say, tell me your interest in this. How interested are you? Is this something that you want to get started with, or is it something that you would like a little bit more information? Tell me where you're at. Don't give them a lot of choices. And if they say, I want a little bit more information, say, well, great. I'm going to switch you to this RX opportunity. And this is the first email that you're going to get. And what I'd love for you to do is I'd like to kind of go through some of these and even watch how to earn $1,000. And then let's get together tomorrow. And with that, in your back office, right here, in your X office, have you gone, you can show them even the cost to enroll, but I certainly wouldn't spend right here. Oh. I would have these ready for them with the different kits that you recommend beforehand. I would just find out what what's exciting to you, and if I were you, I'd also spend some time right in here into the library, because the library you can get all the different things. But right here in the compensation plan, the activate comp plan, I wouldn't go through any of that with them. But right here are all of the different packs. You should download these and put them on your computer. That way that you can go through them, because they should have the pictures in them. So here's the member packs, and they've got pictures with them. So have those prepared. Don't have them look at just the page, but you have all of these ready beforehand so you can show them like that. Okay? That's what I would do. And then you've got right here the United States Canadian price list of all the different things on it. But I wouldn't go through this. This is way too much. I would just have the packs ready, and you can go through those. And just tell them that they should get the biggest pack that they can afford, because the bigger pack they have, the more business centers they have, and the more business centers they have, the more money they can make. That's what I would focus on with them. Does that make sense?
Yeah, absolutely. Now, what if they want to know more about the products? They're asking us, well, let me see.
Okay, so that's the exact reason why I send this email. Say, look, this is what's really cool. This first email has a catalog of the products right here. So it's got all the different products right here. And this one tells you a little bit more about our company. And then tomorrow, each day, you just say, look, if you really want to know them, I can send all of the emails to you right at once. Do you know how to do that?
No.
All right, so the way that you do that, so you go into the person's contact, type in Chad, click on your name, go to the email campaigns, and see right here, it says send all emails now.
Yeah.
I'm going to reset it, so this resets it. And then if I hit this button right here, send all emails now, it'll send you all of them. And what's great about that, I just stopped it.
Yeah.
What's great about that is that it's got all of the different products and videos for the person to take a look at. So basically what you can do is say, look, I don't normally do this, but I'll send you all the emails, and then you can see which one of the products categories are most interesting to you. So when we talk tomorrow, I can show you different options for some of the kits that come in that area. So let's say, let's just look at the business packs. That's the $700 packs. So here's some examples of some of the business packs, how much they cost. But if the person's interested in weight loss, here's a weight loss business pack. Here's a combo business pack. This is probably the best one right here because it's a combo of all of them. This one has got tons of the nutritional ones. So that way they'll have an idea of some of the categories that they want, and they can just kind of go through and see some of the videos that way. But that's how you send it to all of them. Or you go to My Contacts. Click on the name. Right here, the email campaigns. If they were before on, you can switch them to Own Your Life by doing this. I just stopped you from receiving that. But, or I can switch you back to, see both of these are open on here now, so they're not going to be in the drop down. So I can just hit reset and send it to you, and then hit send all, and that'll send to all of them. Okay?
Yeah. And then from there, see their interest level and go from there. And I can.
Yeah, if you feel that they're interested, proceed to the packs right now. Download these to your computer. Download these to your computer. And you can go through it with them. If you're sitting with them, you can show them some of the videos about the Slender Eyes or the Jove. And if you're getting the feeling that they're really hungry, don't stop. Don't stop. But if you can tell, like, yeah, I'd like a little bit more information, all right, pump the brakes a little bit, but be sure you have a call with them the next day, or you can get with them.
The next day would be good to get, if they're a couple, get them the wife on the phone or the
if you can see that I've made that mistake too, so the sooner you can get the wife on the phone, the better. Let's be honest, the women are going to make the decision.
No doubt. No doubt.
We're complete wusses. We know that, right?
Absolutely. If you don't, you're in denial.
Yeah, you don't get it.
You don't get it. Okay, that's good. Yeah. Okay, now at the end of this, I have a slide I can put in. Actually, Casey made one of his stuff, so I could promote that as well, and then be on the right way.
And with that, the way that you would promote it is just say, look, these guys have all kinds of resources to be able to help us do it. You shouldn't, when you promote the income system, you're just promoting that you have systems, right? And your first goal is to get them in the business, knowing that there are systems. And just say that, gosh, this is the education I'm getting for this is just a marvelous thing, the help I'm getting. So yeah, you concentrate first on getting them in the business. Once they're in the business, just say, these are the two systems that I use, all right? And both of them are so powerful. So one teaches me the why, one teaches me how to think, and the other one gives me the tools to be able to implement.
Mechanics and mindset.
Yep.
Yeah, I got it.
All right.
Yes, sir. Perfect.
All right, I'll hit stop there.